Hey everybody, I'm John Everts from California Leasing, and welcome back to Agents in Community. I have the honor of having Billy here from Camelot Moving and Storage. How are you?
Good morning. I'm good. Thank you.
I'm super glad that you agreed to come out and do this interview. I know that being in the spotlight's not necessarily your thing, but I also know that you have been doing really good work in our community for a long time. So how long has Camelot been around?
We are in our 40th year now.
So this is your 40th anniversary celebration. Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome. And I found out because I work with Single Mothers Outreach, and when they told me that you guys were donating moving and storage for a long time, longer than anticipated, I was like, oh man, that's amazing. And so then I started talking with some other folks and found out that we weren't the only nonprofit that you've been donating your time to, right?
You thought you were it.
Yeah, we thought we were it. I guess that's a little narcissistic. I could be that way, I guess. So I'd like to ask you, like, when did you first decide, hey, I'm gonna use my company to give back to the community? Like, how did that come about? Why did you decide to start doing this stuff?
So way back in our infancy, we were only a couple years in business. My next door neighbor, a former mayor of the city,
a legend.
Yes, a legend indeed, came over and said, you know, the Boys and Girls Club could use some help with trucks and people and hands that do what you do. And I asked for details, and I said, sure, we can do that. And I gave it a shot, and it was very helpful and very fulfilling, I guess selfishly speaking maybe. And I thought, yeah, this is good, this is the right thing to do. And it's just kind of something you keep doing, that's all.
Yeah. So, yeah, talk a little bit about that feeling, because it's curious to me that you said maybe selfishly, because I kind of feel that way too sometimes. But I think doing this more and more, I've come to realize that if we're going to be selfish, we should be selfish about the feeling we get when we do good things for other people. I don't know that falls into the traditional definition of selfish, because if that's selfish, I want to be selfish, right?
Makes
so
sense,
yeah,
yes.
What was that feeling of fulfillment, and did you see it in your team too, the people that helped?
Oh yeah. Our guys, obviously they're not donating their time, they're on the clock, but they're happy to do it, they're excited to do it, and they see the benefits of our work, so it's cool.
Yeah. It is. It's really hard to describe the feeling you get when you are able to give something back, and then you see how it has an impact. And I don't know if you feel this, but does it make you feel like I want to do more? Like, how can I do more?
Absolutely. From that one day, it grew, keeps going.
So you started with Boys and Girls Club. I'd love to ask you about the Katrina thing, because that was a big one, right? So can you kind of tell us the story about how the Katrina thing came about?
So that's going a ways back. When it comes on the news and you hear all the devastation and the need for help, and we start thinking automatically, it's like, what can we do? And you think nothing at first, but then you start to piece together, yeah, we could be a link in the chain, I guess, of what makes things happen. So I started reaching out to people, and word got out, and people started responding to me, and we started talking further and further, and it ended up we were, all things long story short, we were able to pick up from different locations and different donors and collections of donations and fill up 2 18-wheelers, and we had help with other people helping fund the cost of diesel fuel for several thousand miles.
Yeah, I mean, well, you said you took 2 trucks, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I can't even imagine the fuel bill to drive from LA to New Orleans and back with 2 18-wheelers.
Yeah. They don't get the best mileage. Yes.
I'm sure they do not. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure even if you're just doing 50, they don't. But yeah, that is amazing.
Yeah.
So how many people went out there with you on that one?
So we just sent 2 drivers solely.
Okay.
One for each tractor trailer.
Okay.
And,
did you send any movers, or was that all like
they were
when you
drivers
got
are
there?
movers. So, but they also had help over there on the unload, so yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what a cool experience to realize that you want to help, but you can't do it all by yourself. Sometimes that can like paralyze you.
Yeah.
But then you figure I can do this one thing, and all of a sudden you see there's a whole bunch of people doing one thing, and when you add it all up, kind of changes the world a little bit in that corner of the world.
It was kind of interesting because you start getting the word out in communications. You find out there's a collection of stuff here that has to get there, and there's a collection of stuff over there, and in different cities, and you get it all together. I mean, we helped enable, to our limited degree, what we could do in getting things there.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and I think you said Carl was part of that, right?
Yes. Carl is a great guy. He comes to us when there's a person in need. One event was a house burned. These people need to get what remaining they have to another place. Yeah, we're there, Carl. People, we get to know each other in different relationships, and people know how to find me now.
Awesome. Yeah, well, I know Clyde Smythe is a legend, but I got to tell you, even though you don't think of yourself this way, you are a community legend. So one more story I want to hear from you, and that is I think you might have a nonprofit that's kind of near and dear to you that you've done more than one project for, right? Mm-hmm. You want to tell us about those guys? And
really, there's more than one that's near and dear. There's the Boys and Girls Club. There's the homeless shelter. You pick.
Yeah, tell us about Bridge to Home, because I know you've done a lot of really good stuff with them.
Yeah. So they have they're a building now, a real live new building. And prior to that, they were kind of bounced around, unfortunately, to where they could be and trying to home as many people as they could. I got to be close, just cell phone call away from Nikki, who runs she's at grassroots level and actually hands-on. And she called me and said, we need to get moved from this place to that place. And didn't know at the time that was only going to be the first of a number of moves for them. Then there was another one from that place to this place, and they just got bounced. And then when COVID hit, the LA County came in and said the beds are too close together. So she called me up. They found another place, and it turned out to be a gymnasium that was not being used during COVID. We took them all over there, masks on. Everybody was working in masks. It was challenging working in masks.
Yeah, I'm sure. Lifting heavy stuff.
You're trying to get oxygen, and you got to run outside and say, I need some real air, and come back in.
Yeah, for sure.
And we got it done. Ultimately, it took quite some time. They got their new building completed. We moved them there, and before you know it, Nikki's on the phone to me again and says, something happened. There's a flood in the new plumbing, and we need to house the patrons in hotel rooms for a short term. I said, okay, we'll be right over. We got guys and trucks, and took everybody over, all their personal items and belongings to a local hotel, and just waited for her call to say the repair is done and bring them back. And so
awesome.
Just keep doing.
Yeah, I know you guys have done a lot of good work with Bridge to Home, which is a really important part of our community. I mean, everything you're doing is contributing to this concept of community and the community lifting itself up. I mean, JFK said something like, all boats go up with the rising tide, right? Mm-hmm. It's not a zero-sum game. The world can actually be made better without someone else having something taken from them. Mm-hmm. And I love seeing community leaders and respected business leaders giving back. I didn't prep you for this question, Billy, but if someone was in business, what advice would you give them when it comes to giving back to the community?
Everybody has skills, talents, every business does. Just think about what you could offer, and then just get the word out. And people will come back and say, hey, I heard you're able to do this. And you just say, yeah, we do it. Got a Cub Scout group, and stores their stuff with us. Whatever their season is, whatever they need, they come and get it. They got word from someone else, and someone else that says, these guys want to help. And so
it's called a network, right?
Yeah. You just get the word out and just think about what skills you can offer. I wouldn't have thought beforehand that everybody can use trucks and trailers and hands-on people, but it turns out there are lots of needs, and we get it done.
Yeah, for sure. Would you say, now we're really getting selfish here, would you say that 35, 37 years of giving back to the community. I know it gives you a sense of fulfillment, but do you think it's been overall beneficial to your business?
I guess it could be. Yeah, people have mentioned it now and again. They know about us and our how we operate in that light, helping out, and so I think our workmanship is probably the biggest thing that has
For
helped
sure.
us
Yeah,
along.
you guys are the best
standard of
movers
our
around.
guys. But
Yeah, for sure.
So
I think sometimes it can help attract the great clients, right?
Mhm.
That's one of the things we've noticed is you hit on it with building the network. You start meeting more and more great people, and all of a sudden you look at your you look at your contact list in your phone, and you're like, man, there are some amazing people in my phone. This is a great
Yes.
group of people to be. That's my circle, right?
Yeah.
That's my circle.
Yeah, it's nice. There's always someone you can call, and it's nice. And you're always out there for people to call us. So,
Yeah, it's called community. And I just want to thank you on behalf of our community for everything you've done over the years. I know you got many more years to give back. Amazing company doing amazing stuff.
Thank you.
And thanks for taking your time to come out and talk to us about
That was
this.
fun. Good to see you guys.
Yeah, for sure. This is very fun. It's my favorite segment. I love doing it. This is one of my favorite people and one of my favorite companies. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time on Agents in Community.